Hey family, it's good to have you back on the channel. It's been a while, hope you're good. This video is about my first ever trip to Paris and it's been a long time coming. So please grab your popcorn, stay tuned as I give you a Paris experience through my eyes. Enjoy! It was an early morning flight, so we got to the airport early enough to check in our bags. And by we, I mean my husband and a friend of mine which we traveled with. Airport, trying to check in. I mean, we've checked in online, but yeah. For this trip, we used EasyJet, and the queue was not so long that morning, so it didn't take time for them to call us on, and our documents got checked, our visas got checked, and our boarding passes were issued, and then we proceeded to the departure area. The flight to Paris was a little above an hour, so it didn't take us time. Before we knew it, we were in Paris. Say hello, Paris. Oh, hello, Paris. I see the mommy we're waiting for. That was my friend's beautiful daughter. Her name is Zara. Such a cutie. We arrived in Paris in good time, so we had already decided that we're going to use the public transport. So we went to the ticket office and we were given a transport card. I've forgotten how much this went for. I think it was like 17 euros for 5 days. So we got onto the metro and we waited for the train. Transportation in Paris is really easy. I mean, like, you can easily move around with bus and trains. So this was the train arriving, and we just had to take one train and one bus to get to our hotel. It was a smooth ride. Yeah, transportation is good, like I said, so it didn't take us time on this train to arrive our destination. And here we are at Villejuif-l'Aragon. I hope I called that well. This is like the outskirts of Paris. It's not like in the center of Paris whatsoever. I mean, we got a better deal at this hotel called Ibis Styles. It was a really nice hotel. I'll just take you in so you can see what it looks like. It's kind of a vintage decorated hotel, as you can see, and this is how it looks like at the reception and the bar. And if you go straight on this way, it will lead you to the restaurant where we had our breakfast every morning. So this is what the restaurant looks like, and it was a really nice hotel, if you ask me. They had variety of breakfast options, and you didn't have to look for anything. And right beside that restaurant, there's a passage, like a corridor that leads upstairs if your room is upstairs, so you just need to get on the lift and get up. So this is the 4th floor where we had our room, and let me show you what the room looks like. So the package we had from this hotel was like a family deal, and it was supposed to be 2 connecting rooms. And while we're still being indecisive, talking, should we take, should we not take, that deal was gone. So the only deal that we had left was to get 2 separate rooms. It was still a family deal, only that it was not a connecting room. So our friend's room was just right next to us. So it was a lovely room, not too big, not too small, with a double bed and this lovely tiny bathroom. I mean, it was sizable enough, if I do say so myself. This hotel is situated in a residential area, so this was the view from my window, and when you look down you see a lot of houses. And pretty much when we got out, there were a lot of stores and businesses around, and I must say it was really a good location. And we got this hotel at a really good price. I can't remember how much. I'll look for the price and I'll put it up on my screen right now. There was a kebab shop right up the street, not too far from the hotel. So once we dropped our bags, we went in to grab dinner. And this was a lovely chicken kebab. When you're unsure what to eat wherever you go, always go for the meat. Trust me, you can never go wrong with kebabs. Next morning, we were out and about. I mean, we had only 3 nights to spend in Paris, so there was no time to waste. One night was already gone, so we had 2 more nights and we had to, make good use of the opportunity. So we started at a street called Champs-Élysées. This is like the high street in Paris. So you pretty much have all the designer shops on the street. So I mean, international designers, French designers, name it, you're going to see it on Champs-Élysées. So we just started at the beginning of the street and we walked our way down, looking at the stores. I mean, we didn't have anything to buy, but we just looked around. So you've seen a lot of stores and there are a lot of malls on the streets as well. And if you go right down to the end of this road, there's a tourist attraction, like a monument that is being set up at the end of the street, and it's called Arc de Triomphe, and we're going to have a look at that later. So this was just me taking a view of most of the shops that I could find on Champs-Élysées. Halfway down the street, your girl was really exhausted. I needed to grab us some snacks so we could munch on the way. It will be an abomination to be in Paris and not try some French pastries. Come on now. So I just wanted to grab some croissant and pain au chocolat. I hope that is how it's called. Pardon me if I murdered that.
Croissant? Vous voulez le croissant ou chocolat croissant? Le croissant. Yes. Et autre chose.
This guy wasn't too good with English, but with gestures and pointing, we were good to go. We sort of communicated at the end of the day, and I got all that I wanted, and I made my payment and headed back into the streets in no time. This is one of the shopping malls on Champs-Élysées, and it's called Galerie de Champs. And we've got a lot of designer stores here as well. You can see Adidas right up the front there. And if you also look down, you would see another one, the Paris Saint-Germain sports shop, and there's Miniso as well. And then there's Yves Rocher, there's Bulgari, and right up the street opposite there is the Louis Vuitton building. Yes, so this building is really captivating. Look at that. It's made into like a suitcase, and it was a really beautiful view to behold. And here is us. We're heading right down to the end of the street. We're almost at the Arc de Triomphe as at this point. That's my friend and the daughter right there at the back, and this is just me vibing on the street and the husbandman right there. So this is the Arc de Triomphe. Finally we got there. So this monument right here is a symbol of remembrance for people who had given their lives down during the war. So we crossed down to the middle of the street so we could take better pictures to, capture this edifying beauty right at the middle there. Arc de Triomphe is one of the most famous monuments in Paris and is worth visiting. So after that, we went down the metro to grab a train to get to yet another interesting monument, which is the Eiffel Tower. So we're here at the prestigious Eiffel Tower. So saying has it that if you come to Paris and you don't come here, then you've not been to Paris. So I have come here. Let's see how this goes. I want to see if I can take some pictures.
Yeah. So meanwhile, let me show you guys what's going on there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, allow me to introduce you to the prestigious, famous Eiffel Tower. So, this place we were is called Place de Tocaro. It's just like a place that you could kind of oversee the Eiffel Tower. There's a lot of places that you could view this tower from. This was just one of them. So right at this place was this lovely building, which I didn't know what it was at the time, but I later got to find out that it was a museum called Musée de l'Homme. It's an anthropology museum in Paris. We didn't enter there, but we're just here to look at the Eiffel. We got a really nice view from this place, and believe me, we took a lot of lovely pictures. I'm going to share that with you at the end of this video. And I must say, it was really a nice feeling to be in this place, to finally see what you have been hearing about. Yes, it was a nice feeling. So we had booked a boat cruise for the River Seine, and it came with some freebies. We had to stop by this place to get some crepes and waffles before going down to the foot of the Eiffel, where the boat was going to depart from. And while we were going down, we noticed that the tower was starting to light up. Yeah, it was really nice to see the lights coming on, and luckily I was able to catch the whole thing on a time lapse, and until the tower was fully lit like this. I can't explain the feeling, but it was really a beautiful sight to behold. If you're ever in Paris, make sure that you view the Eiffel when it is well lit up. And while we thought it was all done, this thing started dazzling. My God, it took my breath away. You need to see this tower when it is at this point, when it is sparkling, when it is dazzling. It is really a beautiful sight to behold.
Dazzling.
I won't even lie, if you're in Paris, make sure you visit the Eiffel at this time of the day. You will appreciate it more. So it was time for the cruise, and we went down to the bottom of the river. We found some guys selling these nice Eiffel Tower souvenirs. We were just looking for our own boat company, because there are a lot of boat companies here. So you need to look for your own cruise line and just go and wait there. So when it's time to board, you can check in and board. We had this booking made from Get Your Guide, and it's really easy to get activities from Get Your Guide. So I booked this activity from Get Your Guide. I've forgotten how much it is. Again, I'll put that up in the screen. It was not easy to find, but I mean, finally we did find where our boat was boarding from, and we joined the queue. It's always a long queue. We had to join the queue and then wait for boarding. Finally boarded, and we went up to the topmost deck so we could get a very nice view. It had started drizzling at this time, and my friend had to stay down because of her daughter. It was getting quite chilly, but I had to stay up here so I could see what I have to see. There were really nice places that we're going to pass, and I didn't want to miss all of that. So stay with me and enjoy the cruise on the River Seine. As we drifted away from the shore, we could still see the Eiffel Tower, and the lights were still shining bright as a diamond. And as we were going, we saw other cruise ships as well. Some were returning and some were going, but this particular one was static, and it looked like there was a party going on in there, you know, sort of like a boat nightclub, let's say, and we were cheering them from where we were. At this point, the boat cruise was almost done, and I don't know what this building was, but we just saw this massive billboard. And as we're approaching the bank of the river, this is what the Eiffel Tower looked like. It was still dazzling, beautiful sight to behold, really. As we stepped outside to the street, we found this guy on the roadside roasting some corn. Man, it was so good to see this on the streets. I mean, and we stopped by to get some corn, and look at that, he's putting some butter on the corn. And not only did we find corn, we also found some other street food. Look at what's going on here. So you can have like a loaf wrap with some sausages or chicken with veggies, and it was really good to know that you can get some street food here.
Eating corn in Paris. Oh well.
Butter.
The next day, we visited the Louvre Museum. This was our last day in Paris, and we just had a few places to tick off our bucket list, and this was one of them. This place, if you just want to come here and have a look around the surroundings and take pictures, you can do so. But if you want to go into the museum proper to have a look at the artwork and the artifacts, you need to make a booking well in advance. It's not always easy to find dates, so you need to book well in advance before you arrive Paris. We couldn't find a date ourselves, and I mean, we didn't just mind to come in here and have a look of what the surrounding looks like. And when we got here, there was a very massive queue, and for some reason I thank God that we didn't have that booking, because we would have had to join that queue, which would have wasted a lot of our time, as we had a few other places to go to before making our trip back later on that day. So if you want to see what's inside, especially if you want to see the portrait of the Mona Lisa, which I heard is housed in this museum, you can plan well ahead and give yourself enough time to visit this museum. Our next stop was the Notre Dame Cathedral, but on our way there, we passed the River Seine, and this is what it looks like during the day. We eventually got to the cathedral, and this is what it looks like. Sadly, it was under construction. They were going through some renovations at the time, and we couldn't take a look at what was inside. So this is what it looks like outside. Time went by so fast, and we had to bring our beautiful trip to an end. Well, even though I did not have enough time to go to the places that I would have loved to go, but do I love Paris? Absolutely. Paris has my heart. And would I like to come back? Definitely yes. If you watched up until this point, you're the real MVP. Thank you very much for staying. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to other people, and also drop a comment if you can, please. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in our next one. Ciao, ciao.